Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy new beginning, whatever you choose to celebrate. So, I'm still up in Whistler, and every day we've been exploring in the snow, all these different trails, and it's just been really beautiful. I will say our biggest challenge is Jade and I picked up a puzzle that has many colors and shades of the same colors, and we're not gonna get it done while we're up here. We've all put some effort into it, and it's pretty funny because, normally puzzles aren't hard, but this one is a little challenging. I will show a picture at some point in the group so you can see. Yes. Hello, Enter the Void. How are you? Beautiful that you can join today, wherever you're coming in from. Let me know where you're coming in from. Give us a thumbs up, please. That would be amazing and appreciated. And yeah, how did you celebrate? I know my daughter was out last night in the local area here, and they all got to go to a bonfire and have fireworks. I was in bed by 10 o'clock. So I'm a bit of a party pooper that way. I was like, I don't want to start my year feeling sleep deprived. So that wasn't my choice. Hi, Shaylove. Good to see you. Yeah, so and you might notice I got a little bit of a new hairdo going on. So I've been letting my hair grow a little bit. Challenging to say the least. We go in on Friday to get a little bit of a tune up, but I'm like, gonna have to do something different with it if I'm gonna let it grow a little longer. So let's see what happens by the time Friday rolls around. So, new year. I've been exploring many things. This past week has been finding out more about different stars and what's lining up and what's going on. And so we've got some pretty interesting alignments coming up that just may see a bit of a, I want to say, I wouldn't say a mass pop awakening, but more and more people becoming more conscious of what we're really in here in this realm. And it's such a beautiful, organic, natural, you call it a system, a realm. I like to say realm. And I trust that as we go through this process and we want to be free and we want our freedom. Hey Norma, we want our freedom. If we want to be free, we choose it. And so this is something that I've been, contemplating a lot for myself because there's this shift happening and I can feel this push and pull and I can feel the collective energy as I do. And I can I just sense that there's some alignments coming up that I was like, "Oh, that one's important," where we're gonna start to see more people. And in many ways, we've been waiting. We've been so patiently waiting. We're so excited for more to join. There has to, at some point, be as similar to a 100th monkey effect because there's so many more of us holding a higher vibration. We've got solar flares going on that have been pretty darn intense. I was even lying in bed. I tried to have a nap today and I couldn't nap. It was knee. So I can feel it. Hi, Cindy. Good to see you. I can feel the vibration. And Jade was lying out in the snow when we were on this hike, and I'm just gonna pull over here and lie down for a minute. She goes, Mom, I can see the aura on the tree. And I was like, yes. So these things are opening up. So have you been noticing more things coming in for you, more gifts? I mean, we talked about sleep too, even on Sunday, that sleep has been a little bit elusive, right? Norma's got the house to herself. She's taken 2 and I just travel. Yeah, absolutely. And that's okay because 'cause you're still resting, right? You're still letting your body rest, and you're not lazy. You're not We always think we should be doing something, and when you first come out of this process and you've been in fight or flight, or you had a really busy Christmas and you were doing a lot and with a lot of family, I consciously went like this for this Christmas because I was like, all of December, it was like, we're just gonna keep it low, keep it slow, and just really feel into this. And we went to one Christmas event and it was on the solstice, which was really nice. And then, of course, I do my sound baths, and then we came up to Whistler and just stayed tight. So, my mom has not left the house. She's like, "Can we go out?" And I'm like, "Yes. You're not a prisoner here, mom." But she doesn't have a car here, so we'll go out for dinner tonight and go into the village and just go have a scout. But what I'm saying is, when you first even when you realize that why am I so exhausted? You come onto this fight or flight, and you come out of being in survival mode, and you need to rest. So honor that. Honor the slow times. Don't feel like you need to do something. There's nothing you need to do except nurture yourself. And so for me, that's always nature and connecting. There was a couple woodpeckers out today. That was cool. We found a really cool little lake, and I'm like, oh, it's like a whole little fay area in here. And then sure enough, we go around a corner and somebody set up a whole little fairy tree. So super beautiful, very cute. And so, how many are feeling a little depleted? How many are feeling a little depleted? Or are you feeling fairly rested? Are you stressed? Just all take a deep breath and just imagine yourself being grounded right now and like a tree with these beautiful roots going into Mother Earth. And we've got Jack and Fesh over on Rumble saying, Happy New Year, everyone. Yes, Happy New Year. Yeah, New Year on this calendar, right? And how was the moon for everyone? If you guys haven't seen Ashala with us together on doing the tarot reading, very little tarot reading, more conversation between the three of us, and it's quite an expansive conversation. So I wanted to share about letting yourself rest, please. Let yourself relax. Let yourself be. And speaking of bees, are you coming up? Come on up. Come here. And we've got BB, my furry little friend. And this is my mom's little dog that I always hang out with. Yeah. And so then as we come out of that fight or flight, move your body a bit, like try and move it daily. There's just these little things I've been doing, face massage, head massage, lymphatic drainage. And yes, I'm overdue for getting some of these videos out there, but I keep augmenting them and adding to a bit. There's just those little things for self-care, for self-love. And a lot of them are Ayurvedic, and a lot of them are just being really kind and really connecting with your body. We got the massagers going, right? What can you do to just love yourself a little bit more? Whether that's having a bath or a nap or having a massage. And so doing this acupressure for a good year, and she's like, your body's younger than when you started. She goes, but I can tell your body's happier elsewhere than here. Because when I first come back from a trip, she's like, man, you're like, she can just feel that my flow is really good. And I'm like, yeah, I know I'm supposed to be moving on to somewhere else so I can have that more fluid movement within self. And so I had a conversation with a friend this morning about Greece and the Greece goddesses and how the amphitheaters were for some of them. It's not talked about much. It's mostly talked around the men. But we had a beautiful conversation around that. And then, there's certain asteroids that may be in your chart. And so I'm looking forward to exploring these more and looking more into the deep history of the Greece ones, because I think that'll be really profound before we go to Greece. Absolutely. Beautiful. Yes, have your bath. And there's just this, you don't even have to go far. You may just be, you know, putting up a little video. I know Norma Jean's put up a marina that we went from when we were in Greece, and she's put up a photo of it, and she's like, it's on her home screen. And Greece is one of those places we felt really free, right? And so it's, what are you drawn to? Where do you want to be? We always believe, you know, there's these birds coming in from Japan. What were they called? Sea view seagulls. Friend of mine, Jim, posted about them, and he said they're huge, and they flew all the way, some are from Siberia. They've been seen in Canada, rare sightings. Do you know what I get from that? We're gonna be free, like, free to travel more, freedom to be ourselves and not be constricted, restricted at all by borders. Because really, who made these up anyway? Like, you don't see the you don't see the birds saying, "I'm entering another country," right? Nobody cares what they do. So you start to look at animals and their freedom and their ability to migrate and move depending on food supply, weather, and the things they want to do. And that just expands me even further in my thinking about, yeah, there's no reason for us to be constricted unless that's what you choose. And then when you do choose, it'd be very interesting to look at the astrocartography to see how your chart lines up with different areas in the world. And do you have an attraction with those? And it was funny because Jade's been on about Japan forever. She's got 3 lines in Japan, 3 of them. Now that's pretty profound. And so even it's this intuitive. What are you drawn towards? Right? And so as we enter this new year, explore possibilities, even if it's not possible right now, because your mind does not know the difference between what you perceive as your reality, a movie, or your imagination. You can make your very own movies up from your trips and watch those because it'll start to send out that vibration for you. The other thing is being loving and kind to yourself, and we've talked about that self-care is not selfish. And what kind of movement would you like to add? But also what play? What fun things would you like to add in? What's something joyful you can do for self? Is it dancing? Is it taking a class? Is it painting? Is it art? We were looking at stained glass. And I'm like, you know what? Stained glass is really, really beautiful. It is. And so, what are these things that light you up that when you do it, the rest of the world kind of disappears? It's gone. And I'm not referring to looking on your cell phone because that doesn't count. I'm talking about something that truly brings you joy. For me, it's baking and cooking for sure. That's just where I intuitively know what to do. I'm focused on something, so therefore there's this space that's opened up that I can just think like really freely about what I'd like to do next. And, you know, as we go into this new economy, this new foundation, and this energetic exchange, I feel something's coming really soon on that because yeah, there's lots of opportunities. It's which one will resonate the most. And so don't take it so seriously. There's so much freedom to be had now. Don't wait for something that's just gonna deplete you, right? What can you control right now? What could you even post to sell on Facebook Marketplace if you're struggling financially? What could you sell? What could you release? What could you let go of? Hi, Brian. Yes, happy New Year to all. Absolutely. I'm very excited. And even though energetically, I kind of looked at the solstice and you could look at, there's been so much going on energetically. And today always feels like an odd day of time. It's one of those days we just went out in the snow and had a late blueberry gluten-free pancake breakfast, which was super yummy. And then we're gonna go for a walk and go into town tonight. So I just feel today's like a real it still feels like it's us resting and now ideas are marinating. And so I'm excited to see Norma Jean because I've got a whole bunch of thoughts and processes on moving forward at this point. So Jade's coming in the room. And what would you like to see different? What do you want to hold in your heart? We are so programmed to hold this lack, and you don't lack anything. as I keep saying, I'm so grateful I'm here because I have this beautiful friend that has this place here, and he's like, "Couldn't you get some painting jobs up in Whistler this year?" I'm like, "I can put some feelers out for sure." Right? Because it's just nice. He loves having some other people around, and Jade's loving it up here, and of course, I love the snow. It's a nice change from all the rain. So, can you go visit somebody, a relative, or a friend? Like, there's so many ways to explore without having to break the bank per se. So, absolutely, yeah. Norma Jean's worried now. Jade says, "Hi, Norma Jean." Jade says, "Hi, everyone." Yeah, yeah. I just really wanted to jump on today and just give you a little my vibration, my frequency. I was singing affirmations outside today. Every little cell, I sing that song. I have wonderful businesses that work in wonderful ways with wonderful clients for wonderful pay. And that comes from Scoville back in the 1920s. She wrote a book on manifesting, which is quite profound. Yeah, thank you, love. Yeah. So just do something that makes you feel joyous and be grateful if you're having an upgrade that your body innately knows what to do. Yeah. What can you focus on? What you can you control? If I'm right, the show's gonna get a whole hell of a lot of crazy pretty soon. So, you know, observe it, don't absorb it, be the eye of the storm. The more you focus your attention on self and what you can do, the more you grow that. Absolutely. Hello, Mary. Happy New Year, love. Yeah. The more you can, I just keep seeing keep planting those seeds of what your desires are and gratitude for what you have because things are going to shift really quickly. And so we want to focus on that. Yes, Melanie, I sing that song too. You're welcome. It is. It's such a funny, silly little song, right? But you remember your voice and your tone is for your body. And so you can do the vowels, you can sing a song, you can make up your own chant, you can do light language. It's whatever vibration and toning that you're needing will assist. Absolutely. And for those of you needing some extra support, custom meditations are fantastic. And remembering that our subconscious can be reprogrammed in 21 days. We can have an entirely new outlook. Instead of riding this huge roller coaster, you can get a little more stable and a little less. And so that's a beautiful, beautiful way of tapping in. And I think those are on special for $88 right now to book a one-on-one with me, and those usually about an hour and a half. Hi, Sherry. Happy New Year, love. How are you doing? I sing it when I want to clear my thoughts. Absolutely. Yes. And we were chatting about another one too, like, when you procrastinate getting something done and you should be doing it, then just do it now. Just do it right now. And just keep saying that in your head. Do it right now. Do it right now. And then once you do it, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that was easy." And then you're starting to create some new patterns then. So, I'm just sharing what's been coming up for this week, energetically as well. I know there's definitely we're in for some more weather things coming up. I think we're year of the snake, and as we talked about with the Shala, it's a year of like, okay, let's shed this. Remember I was sharing the trail we went on, and at the end I saw the sign, it was tunnel vision. So we've been, had this focus and this purging and this cleansing that we've all been doing, or we've been witnessing a show and it's been going on and on and on and on. So let's just break out of that tunnel vision and write our own script. And so I'll put up a little template for that, because if you look at each area of your life and and I'm not saying New Year's resolutions at all. I do like to do this daily, monthly, right? And then you can look back and see how far you've come. It's almost like little journal prompts, right? how was the weather? How did I feel today? What stuck out for me is really positive? What did I struggle with? And what you'll find is you have a pattern. And so if you don't document, you're not going to remember a year ago what was going on. And so as you come around to these alignments and the stars and the planets and what's going on for you, they're going to shift and change each year. But there's also, if you follow the moon cycle, some real consistent similarities that are going to be happening. And so even just starting with the moon and where is it at and how do I feel, especially for you women, because you're greatly affected by it, whether you're aware or not. But I think many of you on here know darn well what I'm referring to. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. And, it's just being able to be that observer and really pull back and not be so focused like this. Just, and that deep breath in through the nose, breathing out longer, out of the nose as well, is just so grounding in itself. And it'll be the first thing I do any moment. And I've noticed for the first time that even with these increased energies that I've had, like my heart's been going a bit more. And I'm like, oh, interesting. Because that is not a normal me thing at all. So I don't know who else is feeling increased heart palpitations. I know many have been sneezing more, having upgrades. What else was going on the other day? Just sleep patterns. We talked about that. But I don't, I just want to, and I don't judge sleep patterns when they happen that way. I just go, oh well, I'll just have a nap. So I just learned to accept. Now I'm not going to say accept what is, but to accept those things that a little bit are out of the control, so to speak. I don't want to start taking a bunch of herbs and then be relying on that. I mean, one could take ashwagandha at night and it certainly may be helpful, but I don't want to be reliant on any one thing that is now required for me to sleep, because I find that when I do take anything, even ashwagandha, my system burns through it so quickly that when it wears off, I'm wide awake. So I'd rather be going in and out of my own sleep pattern. So I think we all have our own way of dealing with this and handling these things. And I can highly recommend right now to get a lot more bone broth in you. The bone broth, for me, is fundamental at this time of year. I'm very grateful. We've been all extremely healthy, extremely, like very grateful for that. If the sleepless interruptus is the worst of it, I can handle it, right? We haven't had the upgrades going on. It's been quite profound. Yeah. And I'm very grateful for that. But I know it's partially because of the bone broth and my turmeric drink and intermittent fasting. And definitely going to be stepping into a bone broth fast when I get home. And who wants to do a bit of a cleanse around the full moon? It's a good time to step into a bit of a parasite cleanse. And so whether or not you're called to do it or you want to see it, there's a few that you can do that are quite natural and very gentle and easy. So yeah, I knew Norma would be in. Yeah. So it's good to do these seasonally almost. And as we come out of this holiday season and really want to more clarity, more gifts opening up, more telepathic, right? What is it? And those messages, and what are you seeing during the day? And then what are you asking for guidance on it? Because it wasn't until somebody said to me, what are the animals doing? I want to know what the animals are doing in your area. And I was like, oh, well, we saw porpoises, and you never see porpoises at Ambleside. So that was rare. And they're about freedom and playfulness, and they're ancient beings, right? Everything in the water is ancient, in my opinion. And then the bird popped into my head. Well, that has to do with the borders. The birds don't have borders. Why would, they're not required. The animals don't have a passport. That's only us. And not to say that, that we need something, but we certainly don't need to be under the constraints. Yeah. Ah, the birds aren't eating any berries. They're eating the berries at our place. That's interesting. Yeah. Season, sea, sun, sun. Yes, absolutely. Oh, because we have, hold on, holly tree outside, and it's got all the red berries on it, and they've plucked it clean, but it's not the regular birds, it's other birds coming in and clearing them out, and we've had new birds at our place. So we've definitely seen a few interesting things around that. At 2 AM? Wow. They're chirping at 2 AM? Where are you, Brian? That's fascinating. The birds have been waking me up at 2 AM outside my window for the last week. Hmm, that's interesting. Yeah, what else have you guys been seeing with the animals? Because I find that nature is always reflecting for us, right? Our energy is always going out, and we're all gonna have different reflections going on. Usually this time they're all gone. Cranberries, plums, crab apples, cherries. Interesting. Hmm. Let me know if they actually start eating them at some point. Yeah, that's fascinating. Hmm. And that's in whoops, Saskatchewan, Canada. I've got a little setup here so that I had some lighting because I knew it was gonna get dark. This a little conspicuous. Ah, and deer tracks in the front yard this morning. Beautiful. Deers are always a good reminder. Yeah. Deers, bears. Yeah, it's throwing their GPS off. Yes, that's true. Oh, Manitoba. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, that would be rare. You would expect those to be gone sooner. Absolutely. Vancouver Island. Brian's on Vancouver Island. Okay. That's really interesting, Brian. Hmm. Why would they be doing that? Yeah, they're as Norma was saying, the electromagnetic we're all feeling more buzzy. So can you imagine how the animals might be feeling? And they don't, they just be, right? So whatever they're called to do. Yeah. Seeing so many deer. Beautiful. Yeah. ESP birds, right? Yeah, they're trying to give you a message, Bran. Yeah, absolutely. Aw. Well, I just wanted to jump on tonight and just say a little hello and let you know you're perfect as you are. You're not broken. You don't need fixing. You don't need fixing. Just really grateful that you're all here, and I'm so grateful for all of you over this year. There's so many new faces we've connected with and so many new places, and we've been doing a lot of gratituding while we're here because it just shifts your vibration, right? That gratitude is so important. I'm so grateful that, you know, that we could come up here and spend the season here. I didn't expect to be here at all this winter. I expected to be somewhere else warmer. It didn't happen, and that's okay. So being really grateful for that, and we don't know how good it can get. Can it be even greater than we can imagine it? Yes. Have we always been taken care of until now? Yes. So we've got this, team. We've got this. So keep holding that vision and may this or something greater happen. And then let it go. Because the more you focus on it, the more you're lacking again, right? So there's my little tidbit for you today. I love you very, very much. Have a beautiful day. Let's just check in with this. Maybe the animals have less appetite right now, too, right? They're fasting. They're getting their ascension in. The sea is affecting them. Yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys, we're going to go and enjoy a little walk. And so, wishing you all a very magical evening. And we will see you on members. We'll see you on Saturday. And we'll be back here live on Sunday. And in the meantime, I've got a few videos I'll be popping up in the meantime. So, sending you all much love. Yes. Have a beautiful night.